Genie II Linear. Let's open it up, set it up, and have a look. Up front we have the quick release plate for attaching your camera accessories and other mounting devices. We'll have a look at that in a wee second. Uh-oh, here it is. Genie II Linear. A lot smaller than its big brother, the Genie. Inside the box we have an instruction manual telling you everything I'm telling you right now and a little bit more. So yeah, keep a hold of that. No need to go through all the various power cables and stuff, but you get various ones for different parts of the world. Lens cloth, straps for connecting Genie II to any other slider on the market. USB-C cable, charger. With the link cable adapter for connecting your regular link cable to. And this USB-C end can be plugged into any of the USB-C ports on the Genie II Linear. And that's for triggering your camera in time-lapse. USB-C to USB converter for camera control. This will be very handy as we start releasing more and more features with the app in Genie II. So hold on to that wee guy. The cap stand. It's the rope attachment to connect to the Genie II Linear drive. Let's look at the Genie II itself. Feel the hardware things straight off the bat. We can see it has a removable battery. When you get it, you'll actually want to remove the plastic seal. Some of the physical attributes to the Genie II Linear are the onboard joystick. This is for driving your linear drive up and down your track, live tracking or setting your composition and whatnot. We have a tightening wheel for tightening the linear to your slider and carriage. Quick release locking tab, quick release plate, slots in like so, and you can lock it off like this. To release the quick release plate, here we have this safety latch. Push that in and you can pull the plate out. To interchange the threads on the quick release plate, simply pull the locking tab back and slot in your new thread there, and waboom. The USB-C connections for camera connection, charging, and various other types of connection. Here we have the cap stand cog for connecting the rope drive and the release locking tab here. We'll set that up right now. To drive the Genie II Linear, we have the amazing new cap stand rope drive. To connect it to the Genie, there is a little marker on the side of the unit. There's also a little line on the rope drive itself. What you want to do is line these up like so, rotate it until it locks into position. There we've connected the rope drive. On the bottom of the unit here there's arrows. What you want to do is make sure that the rope is going in the correct in and out points following the arrow markings. You'll see this clearly once I connect to a slider. Let's pop it on and drive this thing. Simply screw the unit onto your carriage. This is where the tightening wheel comes into play. For the Genie II Linear to drive, you need the rope drive to be running parallel with the edge of the track. As I've screwed this tight onto the carriage, I can now see that the linear rope drive here is not quite parallel to the slider. By loosening the tightening wheel on the bottom of the unit, I am able to fix the Genie II into the correct position. We'll spin that around so you can get a nice little look at how the rope drive is now parallel to the side of the track. And then now back to the tightening wheel on the front of the unit. I can lock that off right down. simply by tightening the wheel. There we have it, it's all connected. Connecting the rope drive. Again, I'm lining up the two markers and simply rotating till it locks into place. To connect the rope to the end of the sliders, I just want to make sure that the rope is going the correct way, following the arrow markings on the bottom of the rope drive. Here's an example of the incorrect direction, and here's an example of the correct direction. Okay, now that I've got the directions sorted, you lock one end off. And the key to the Genie II Linear drive is to have the rope as tight as you can. You want to take all the slack out, just to guarantee a solid driving performance. It's key to have it as taut as possible, and you'll be good to go. All right, exciting. Let's turn it on and drive this guy. Once it boots up, I can now use the joystick to drive to one end of the slider or the other. Pretty good for setting up composition, or if I was to have a camera on there right now, potentially I want to live track something, or shooting B-roll, tracking shots. Pretty quick setup to chuck the camera on there and get a nice wee motorized slider shot. Yeah, joystick, my new favorite feature. We have a more in-depth tutorial on how to use the app for both video and time-lapse, setting your keyframes and other advanced features like that. For this video, we'll just have a quick overview on how to set up your start and end points for your linear drive tracking shots. In the keyframe setup screen here, I can set a start point. Set your start point by dragging the virtual joystick. Select start. Use the virtual joystick to drive to your endpoint. Hit end and then press done. Now we enter the keyframe screen, where we will want to set certain parameters like speed and frame rate and various other features. For now, I'm happy with a 10-second record time for my tracking move. Hit record, and I now have the Genie II Linear set up for a tracking shot. Let's have a quick look at how this pan tilt Genie II integrates with the linear drive. Simply remove the quick release plate, and the pan tilt slots right in, creating a 3-axis unit. One last thing quickly before we shoot off would be if you were to use the Genie II Linear drive with a Magic Carpet Pro, you wouldn't need to use the tightening wheel. Magic Carpet Pro has the awesome quick release system built into it, along with other future Syrp products, where the bottom of the linear drive would simply lock in. Connect your rope drive like so. Voila. Cool, that was a brief overview on the Genie II Linear drive. We looked at some of the physical attributes of the unit and a quick look at how to set it up and some of the things that it comes with in the box. If you have any other questions about the capabilities of the unit or setup questions, contact our customer service or ask us below. Happy shooting.